as you can see, this review is just different. I'm so unbelievably shocked after this episode of Parasyte. I haven't even gotten up out of my chair to just set everything up to where I normally review. I'm just reviewing in my chair for this episode review because this episode of Parasyte, the fucking ending, man. The ending of this episode is the biggest dick move cliffhanger. Oh, that cliffhanger is terrible. That cliffhanger is probably by far one of the worst cliffhangers of this anime season I have seen thus far. That is by far the worst. That cliffhanger slaps me so fucking hard in the face. Oh my god. Wonderful episode. Freaking phenomenal and wonderful episode. I love the episode. Just the fucking ending, man. Why would you end it when freaking Izumi gets fucking impaled in the stuff? It makes me mad. So fucking mad. I did a live reaction to this episode because of a bunch of Chibits actually told me to make one. And so, expect a live reaction up after this review because it takes a lot longer to upload the live reaction since it's a lot bigger and usually upload the full live reaction. So, expect live reaction up in a couple hours after this video. But still, why would you freaking end it right there? That makes me mad. I'm so mad right now. Okay. The overall episode, what really got me, okay, was the setup, the subtle setup in this episode. Like, I knew something bad was about to happen. I knew something bad was going to happen in this episode because all of you Chibits told me to do a live reaction. When you all tell me to do a live reaction of an episode, a bunch, like when I'm seeing a shit ton of PMs and a shit ton of comments telling me to actually live reaction the next episode of a series, I know I'm either expecting a death, something very freaking crazy to go down, or just something that's so unexpected that it slaps you in the face, or it's very bad. But either way, it's as I figured. Shocking. There's two major points that are very shocking in this episode. Like, you could see it coming. I predicted it in my last review of Parasyte. I said that it was either a death flag for Izumi's parents. It was either a death flag, or it was going to be to where maybe there was going to be some form of motherly instincts with the Parasyte. So that's what I suggested, or what most likely would probably happen. But with this conclusion of this episode, it seems like the dark side won, and it seems that Izumi's parents have just died. Like, his parents are now dead. His father's dead, probably somewhere in the phone booth. You have to where Izumi's mother's head just got completely cleaved off, and then now a Parasyte's on top of her shoulders, walking around like it's her. And then you're faced with the ending conclusion of this episode, where the Parasyte, the mother Parasyte of Izumi, stabs Izumi straight through the chest. Now, let's be real here and think about this, okay? Izumi is still technically human. He's not pure, as it was completely stated in this episode and last week's episode. He's not pure, but still, the point of it is that he's still technically human. And so, being stabbed through the fucking chest, imagine what type of damage that did to his body as a human. Even Parasytes, they take damage like that and they're fucked. So, like, oh my god, how is Izumi going to be alive after this? Or how is he not going to be severely affected after this? I mean, he's the title character, so I highly doubt he is going to die. I fucking doubt it so much. But what is going to happen after these events? Like, what truly is going to happen? Is this really going to mold his overall personality into something that is going to be crazy? I've heard a lot of people talk about how Kaneki and Izumi are very similar. I've heard a lot of Chibits talk about this, and seeing this episode, I'm starting to actually agree with that, because with this entire event, with the ending conclusion with the mother, the father dead, and then, you know, Izumi about to fucking cut his hand off. He's about to cut his hand off. It shows you the grasp of the situation of how messed up in the mind he is at the moment, how he's not thinking straight, how he's psychologically damaged, and I mean, being forced to look at his mother that is now dead. He's having to accept that his mother is dead, even though he doesn't want to accept it. His mother is technically dead. He was in denial, the stages of grief. And with the entire aspect of that in this episode, it's definitely going to mold his personality. This is the turning point where I think Izumi is going to have some form of massive character development. It's clear as day. That is exactly what is going to happen. question is, what truly is going to go down? Is he going to become a person that fights for revenge? For instance, there's different paths this can take, okay? This entire aspect of this episode sets up the reason why Izumi will fight. He really did not have a reason. It was brought up, like, he didn't have a reason to fight parasites. Yes, he wanted to protect other humans. It was wrong that humans were being hunted down as cattle. This was explained. But he didn't really have a reason to go in front of these people and try to fight parasites to save them. He really didn't have a reason at all. But with this episode, his reason has been given. Revenge. His parents have died to these parasites, and now he has a reason to fight back. And from this episode, what it like sets up to, besides the death, the mother getting head detached, she became a fucking human lollipop. Kami got kill spoilers, I'm about to say, like Chelsea, fucking human lollipop. Anyways, besides that event, okay, to see the overall change in personality with Izumi in this episode, like, it's completely stated that Migi mentions right at the beginning that since technically Migi and Izumi are connected, it seems like maybe there's like changes going on in the brain of Izumi, which is kind of obvious. If you look at the personality perspective of Izumi since the very beginning of the first episode, his personality slowly changed and it's evolving into a much darker and like more cold personality. I mean, you clearly saw it in this episode. Like, you know, he completely say, like, he was going to probably complete a sentence and say, I will kill you, and when you saw Migi's hand pop up with freaking claws on it, when I was doing my live reaction, I first thought, like, whoa, Migi's about to kill someone. But then, actually looking at it, since Migi states, it's a subtle hint, I can see it's a subtle hint, Migi states, like, he can detect that Izumi needs rest. He can actually understand that his body needs rest, and it seems like Migi's kind of connected to his brain a little bit, since technically the nervous system, everything is connected to the other parts of the body. So Migi and Izumi's brain is kind of connected, so they can actually change each other. And the thing is, from what I understand, it seems like maybe Migi is actually undergoing changes also, besides Izumi. Izumi's not the only one being affected. Migi's probably being affected also, and he's probably learning to have human emotions, along with Izumi becoming more colder, like a parasite. And that is the way this episode sets up, and I'm fucking like, oh my god. So yeah, this episode had a lot to it. A lot of setup, build-up, foreshadowing, subtle hints, and I don't even know what direction it's honestly going to take after this point. I mean, Izumi's mother being dead now, like, I mean, what is this parasite going to do? I mean, clearly try to attack Izumi and try to kill him, but, I mean, is Izumi really going to take the step to where he can actually kill his own mother? Will he do that? Or will Migi play and force his hand to kill the mother? And I mean, what is Migi gonna do? Like, react to this entire event of this episode? I mean, you see Izumi about to cut his own fucking arm off. He's about to cut it off and cut Migi completely off. And Migi, as we found out a couple episodes ago, I think episode 2, Migi threatened Izumi like he doesn't need to be able to speak, see, or hear. He can easily cut that shit all off. He doesn't care. Migi is fine with that. So this could be something very bad for Izumi, because Migi could easily just cut his fucking tongue out, gouge out his eyeballs, cut off his freaking ears, and that'd be the end of the story right there. And Migi would just technically be leading and walking Izumi around like a dog. So, yeah, the conclusion of the episode, I want to be straight honest. 20 out of 10. It's a 20 out of 10 type episode for me. It's just straight out 20 out of 10 episode. Either you're going to hate this episode or dislike it, or you're going to think it's average, or you're going to think this episode is amazing. That's exactly what type of episode this is, and I want to say 20 out of fucking 10. It's just the hype. Holy shit. So yeah, I want to end this review here. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe, and I can't wait for next week's episode. Oh my god, I'm too hyped right now. So yeah, stay tuned for my live reaction. I'll be up soon. Chibi out.